So as we all know, Israel launched an unprovoked, full-blown war on Iran on June 13, claiming it's all to stop a potential nuclear threat and that Iran was days away from nuking Israel, blah, blah, blah. So let's ask the real questions here. Who's the actual nuclear threat? A country that has time and time again said that it would never build a nuclear bomb, or an entity that already has maintained one of the world's most secretive nuclear programs. Never declared, never inspected, and always protected by powerful allies. Israel has launched attack after attack, not just on military targets, but on residential neighborhoods, civilian infrastructure, and even media institutions, killing hundreds of civilians, including children, all while waving the Iranian nuclear threat card. But the truth? That card is covering a massive, decades-old nuclear hypocrisy and Western double standard, as always. And while Israel continues to play nuclear watchdog, it's worth remembering that Netanyahu has been claiming since 1992 that Iran is 3 to 5 years away from building a nuclear bomb. Either Iran's using the world's slowest blueprint, or someone's been crying wolf for over 3 decades. My bet? It's the latter. Let's talk numbers. Estimated nuclear warheads between 90 and 400. Annual nuclear spending, $1.1 billion in 2023 and rising. Treaty status, it never signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, or the NPT. Inspections, flat out refuses IAEA access. And no, this isn't Iran, it's Israel. Here's how Israel built its secret nuclear arsenal. In 1952, the Israeli Atomic Energy Commission was founded. In 1955, the Civil Nuclear Cooperation Agreement was signed with the US. In 1957, France agreed to supply a large, heavy water moderated reactor and reprocessing technology. In 1958, secret construction of the small US-supplied research reactor begins at Sorek, and construction of the Negev Nuclear Research Center begins near Dimona. From 1965 to 1966, a reprocessing facility at Negev becomes operational. 1966 to 1967, Israel is first believed to have produced a nuclear explosive device. In 1979, a suspected joint nuclear weapons test with apartheid South Africa takes place. And of course, total silence. No inspections, no accountability, just cover-ups. Speaking of cover-ups, the US National Security Archive documented what the US knew and covered up. According to the 1960 AEC report, the first and only known report that correctly and unambiguously states that Dimona would include a plutonium reprocessing plant linked to a weapons program. According to a 1967 intel memo, Israel was 6 to 8 weeks away from a bomb. And according to documents declassified in 2024, the US monitored and tolerated the nuclear program despite violations, according to the Arms Control Center. According to a 1969 memo, Kissinger reveals Israel's nuclear ambiguity policy. In 1975, Washington reached an internal consensus that Israel had nuclear weapons. While the international community tried to act, world leaders turned a blind eye, as always. In 1981, UN Security Council Resolution 487 demanded that Israel urgently submit all of its nuclear facilities to IAEA safeguards. But Israel challenged it. In 2009, an IAEA resolution urged Israel to sign the NPT, open its facilities to international inspection, but Israel ignored it. In 2009, a UNGA resolution called for a nuclear weapons-free zone in the Middle East. But, unsurprisingly, Israel refused. Then, in 2010, Israel skipped a nuclear summit. And when the UNGA First Committee in 2022 ordered Israel to destroy all nuclear weapons and disarm, the order was opposed by, you guessed it, Israel, the US, and Canada. Not surprising, also, Micronesia and Palau. Case in point. While Israel plays the victim, it's been the only real nuclear threat in the Middle East for decades, without transparency or oversight. Given that, it's bombing another country for what itself secretly possesses. And again, total impunity.